So what you may or may not know in downtown Toronto is that there is an underground passageway of tunnel systems that you can travel from this part of downtown Toronto all the way south without having to go outside. So if you look at the building straight ahead, the underground tunnels, some of them lead to some of the buildings up ahead, mainly offices in this area. So today is Thursday, September 28th, 2023. I'm so glad you could join me today to go on this walk. And the underground passageway is called The Path. It's a well-known, pathway in Toronto, but it can be very confusing if you don't walk along the path normally, or if you're just a tourist. But even if you're not a tourist, just regular people that live in the city that don't travel along the path, a lot of times they could get lost. So today we're going to navigate the path from one of the most northern parts of it all the way to the southern part of it. And it is 18 miles long. So from what I understand, it's the longest underground network in the world. So we will start here. The entrance we're heading down here is Dundas subway station. As you can see, the train just arrived. So the most northern part of the path is a place called the Atrium, which is kind of office/mall, but it's not really kind of interesting. So we'll start here, and this is the Toronto Eaton Centre, which is Canada's busiest mall. And I forget how many people pass through here, but it's a lot. So, and right now it is around 10:30 in the morning. And as you can see, it's still very busy, even though the mall just opened maybe at 10. So what you want to do when you're traveling the path is, the most important thing is to establish orientation. Because if you don't establish orientation, you don't know what is north, south, east, west, right? You can be walking in circles. So right now, right now we are walking south. So what you want to establish first is whether you're heading north or south, east or west. And the easiest way to orient yourself is north south or south north, right? So we're going from north to south right now. So it's important to try or visually to try and think to walk in a straight line from north to south, like a generally straight line. I mean, there's going to be some turns along the way, but as long as you keep heading south, you know, you should be fine. And that's the easiest way to orient the path network. So I did a navigation video before, but at that time I was doing subtitles, right? And as I stated in my previous videos, the subtitles like took forever to do. So I decided like I can't live my life like that anymore. Spending hours and hours and hours on subtitles, right? And the previous path video that I made was all in subtitles. So that's why I decided to make this one, where I will make it easier by narrating the navigation along the path. So we are still walking through the main mall, the Toronto Eaton Centre. So I think this path itself is amazing, right? I mean, it's honestly one of my biggest. I'm a big fan of it because you're protected from really the elements. You don't have to wear a jacket. You can just wear a t-shirt, even if it's winter. Or whether it's raining, right? Because you're inside a tunnel system. So you're not exposed to the elements. And to me, having like a huge underground city is just kind of like a dream come true. Well, for me at least. Because I always really imagine something like this. Where you don't have to go outside. Like you can just travel, you know, along the city, like underground. So we're approaching the end of the mall right now. And the next section we're going to head into is a subway station, and the subway station is called the Queen Subway Station. So we will be entering that now, and then we will be heading towards the Hudson's Bay Company, which is a large department store here in Toronto. So you probably heard of it before, HBC, the Hudson's Bay Company. They have some stores, I believe, also in the Netherlands, besides Canada, right? Okay, so as we enter these doors, we will be heading into Queen Subway Station. So where we are here is Queen Subway Station. And you see, you go down here, and then you have access to the subway trains. But we won't be going there today, obviously. We'll be going here, which is the Hudson's Bay Company. So we are in the Hudson's Bay Company, and it's a department store, but they sell everything here, even food. And this is it's really an amazing area, actually, especially around Christmas. So you can buy anything you want. I'm not sure how the pricing is, but you know, I enjoy it. To me, it's kind of like the definition of like a department store. Well, one that you enjoy a lot. Just walking and browsing, which is kind of unique because of the challenges facing the retail industry today. So to have a store like this, is amazing. But I think I'm kind of getting off track. So let's head back to the path. So this part of the path we are headed down is called the Bay Adelaide Centre. And we are essentially in the kind of like the financial district right now. So the Bay Adelaide Centre is really just a building above the ground here with offices, right, for people that go to work. So if you see, you'll see along the way, for instance, you'll see some stairs when we're walking along the path like this. Right? And they essentially just lead up to the buildings and the offices, you know, if you were outside, right? So that's all these stairs do, is they lead up to the buildings, the office buildings. And it would be really amazing if the path, if they built the path to go into condo buildings, like residences, instead of just offices. Of course, that would cost a lot of money, but, you know. So if you see here, right, there's stairs and it says Bay Adelaide East Tower Lobby. So you're essentially just entering the office building by going up the stairs. Right, see? So it's just an office building. Okay, so we're continue heading south on the path. So remember, a straight line. So you have this turn right here, right? But obviously you don't want to go straight ahead because you're still walking towards the turn. So you just turn back here, south, into our next location, which is Scotia Plaza, which is once again an office building in the financial district. And this next part we run into is there's 4 directions that you can go: south, east, west, or back where we came from, which is north, right? So if you turn east here on the left, it's really just another section of the path going east. And this particular section, I believe, goes to King subway station. So we definitely don't want to turn left. We want to keep going south. Again, whenever you want to leave the path, you can just use the stairs and it'll take you up to the office. But we're still going south, so let's stay focused. So this section that we're walking through now might be the trickiest, where people might get lost because it's kind of like a narrow corridor, but as long as you stay generally south, you should be fine. So now we're heading towards King Street West. You can use these and they'll open the door for you. And here we have an awesome Starbucks location. So you can't go in here and buy stuff. You can only order here and pick up. That's it. It's a pickup location. Okay, so now we're approaching another section where it splits into 4. So south, east, west. So you definitely don't want to make any turns, and you want to keep just walking straight ahead. So you have the food court here. So as you can see, it's a really thriving area, obviously, because you have office workers, especially in downtown Toronto. You know, you don't want to go far to get your food, right? So this is the perfect really the perfect retail space down here in the tunnels. So we're here at Brookfield Place. So you can see the sign, Brookfield Place. Sushi. Again, exit to Wellington Street. So again, an exit to Wellington Tower. So here we have a dead end. So you only have one place to turn, which is right. So don't turn unless you're forced to turn, right? So this section especially is gorgeous. The whole network is gorgeous, but this part I really like. It's well built and it has a lot of eats. Where we're at here is called the Market. And the Market is really just a tiny grocery store. That's about it. Okay, so now we've reached another dead end. So we're forced to make a right, or sorry, a left. And that's what we'll be doing. So I just want to go up these stairs for a second. Like I said, these stairs lead outside. So when you're walking along the path, just remember that. If you want to exit the underground, just take these stairs. And you'll come out to a gorgeous building like this. And the gorgeous building will have doors that lead you to the outside. So here's an outside patio that you can just walk outside. And yeah, that's all it is. So let's walk back to where we came from before we made this detour. So see, you can just exit there out into the street. Oh no, we're getting swarmed. Yikes. Okay. So let's continue south on the path. So I do apologize for all these detours. It's just I want to show you where these different corridors lead to. But with anything, the more you practice, or the more you walk along the path, you'll get it, right? You'll eventually get it without even trying so hard. It's like that old saying goes, what you practice grows stronger. And that's with everything. So now we've reached a subway station called Union Station. And this is the most southern part of the Toronto transit system. So we are kind of stuck right now, right? Because unless we pay a fare, we can't just walk through a subway station without paying a fare. But we don't want to, we just want to keep walking. So what do? We make a left right here, right? This walkway. And I think this part confuses people a lot. Because it's not that obvious. They might think that the subway is where everything ends. Okay, so you can see the subway station here, right? Now see, we're at the other end of the subway station. Just walking that path, right? We were just up there a few seconds ago. So now let's continue walking south. So now we've reached this this kind of like indoor-outdoor thingy, and we've reached another set of trains that travel from outside of the city of Toronto into Toronto and vice versa. So that's what this station is. It's another train station. And it's also called Union Station, just the same as the subway station. Okay, so if we were to go up and walk outside right now, we would be on Bay Street, right? If we walk outside here, we would be on Bay Street, which is the financial district in Toronto. So naturally, this section that we will be entering right now is called the Bay Concourse, because it's right below Bay Street. So let's take these escalators to the Bay Concourse. So this is the Bay Concourse of Union Station. big concourse. Sanitize your smartphone in 20 seconds.
I am at the Scotiabank.
And here we have our train schedules. Right. So these lead to outside the city, right? In neighboring cities. So as we go down these steps, we will approach an arena. And the arena is called Scotiabank Arena, which you see here. Which is just an arena that the Toronto Raptors and the Toronto Maple Leafs play. So we won't be entering there, and this is as far as south as we're going to go today. Now this next area along the path is a newer area. That is like kind of like a food court, so it just serves food. And it has an official name, but I actually totally forgot what it's called. But it has an official name. That food court.
All Ali has to do.
So now we're just heading back north from where we came from before. So we went up these escalators a few minutes ago, and now we're going back to where we came from. So I think that will be about it for today, for this navigation video on the path. So hopefully I've explained things well enough, I hope, or at least like visually showed you well enough that you will be able to navigate it in no time. And yeah, I think I will wrap it up here. But before we leave, what do you think about what you practice grows stronger? Is it something you believe in, or not? You know, maybe like you could practice something forever and never get good in it. I don't know, but it's one of the things I really live by. Whether it's true or not, well, I believe it to be true, obviously, if it's something I practice, right? But even if you say don't think you improve in something, another thing I believe in is just showing up, right, and doing your stuff. And I see that as like a challenge. That, well, not a challenge, but not, not a challenge, but like a goal. So we're outside, as you can see, we exited the Bay Concourse, and now we're on Bay Street, which is the financial district. And Union Station is where we came from. And that is the CN Tower. And this is the green light. So I will see you next time.